Welcome to Weekday Somatics. Okay, so choose a posture that you can inhabit with confidence for the next little while. And do so with a lightness, knowing that it's a lightness and a confidence at the same time. So the confidence comes from experience coupled with faith. The lightness comes from surrender. Surrender to what is higher than your past. So the habitual way of looking, the habitual perspective is the past. We think we're seeing now, but we're not seeing now, we're seeing the past. To see now, we have to surrender. We have to surrender the past, surrender the way, the habitual way of looking, the insistence that we know. So in this surrender, we are free to be moved, so that we don't need to be rigid. We don't need to hold ourselves in that habitual grip. We don't need to hold ourselves upright. We don't need to try so hard. So we choose a posture with confidence and lightness. Confidence because we know, I believe, based on my experience, that I will be able to receive support in this posture. I'm not going to be overreaching. I'm not going to be enduring. I'm not going to be setting myself up for hardness or discomfort or strain. I'm going to be setting myself up so that I can surrender more deeply. Surrender to the support so that I can be uplifted, so that I can be made buoyant, so that I can be light. And then we surrender so that we're not straining to maintain a posture through self-effort, but rather we are surrendering to that support which makes us light, so that we don't have to consult our past anymore. We don't have to consult our thinking anymore. We don't have to consult anything. We can be simply here, just restfully aware, perhaps even grateful. So as we looked at yesterday, this seemingly trivial thing, choosing a posture, actually is the whole. It contains everything. If we're present to this, we're present to the totality. If we're present to this, then everything that needs to be seen is seen, and everything that needs to be known is known. Everything that needs to be received is received. Everything that needs to be given is given. So we can really let go of our usual, habitual fixation on past and future. When we truly choose in this way, when we choose from confidence and surrender, then we're letting go of the past and we're letting go of the future, so that we're not referencing those, but instead we're actually in relationship now. So when we really let go, we let go even of our ideas about what the reality of now is, because we have a lot of ideas about it. We've read a lot of books, we've done a lot of practices, we've gone to a lot of meetings. So we have a lot of baggage, a lot of ideas about what now is. But now is so light that we can't bring any of that baggage here. So we have to be willing to surrender that so that we can have the actual experience consciously. And when we really are willing to surrender all of it and simply be here now, innocent, then we discover that we didn't know anything. All our ideas were off the mark. We start to actually recognize how in our foolish insistence on that we knew what now was, based on concepts of oneness, unity, wholeness, and all the other ideas that we have, that we were actually clouding our clear seeing about the actual experience. Because the actual experience is perfectly obvious. We don't have to strain to have the experience. We naturally experience. Now, a number of things are possible. One thing that's possible, of course, is that you could find yourself in an experience of truly profound oneness, beyond thought, beyond concept. You might experience qualities such as bliss, wholeness, peace, acceptance. On the other hand, what may happen is that you might begin to see your own conditioning. That is far more likely, to be honest. So if you're seeing your own conditioning, don't dismay. Don't think that you're doing it incorrectly. Don't think it's not working. It's working beautifully, perfectly. This is essential. This is what most of us have overlooked in our urgent dash to the finish line, trying to escape. We overlooked that there is no escape. We don't need to get rid of anything. We just need to see. So whatever arises, see it. Don't judge it. Don't condemn it. Don't deny it. Don't fear it. Don't reject it. Don't try to separate yourself from it. The more you try to separate yourself, the more you try to overcome it, the more of a false division you create. So this process, which we've all become much more familiar with without even understanding it at an intellectual level, is a very powerful process. It releases a tremendous amount of baggage. All that clutter, the stuff that we've been dragging around with us. But it can only fully release to the degree that we allow that. If we keep interfering, all of our interference simply packages it back up, stores it away again. So we have to be willing to be present, aware, awake, seeing, moment to moment, right now, so that we can use our discretion, so that we can choose. What do I want? We have to be clear on that. If we're not clear, then we hesitate. We're not yet fully ready to surrender it. So whatever arises, take heart. Give thanks, because in the seeing, you're doing the first most important thing. Now, as you are seeing the next step, choose. So let me clarify that process so that we can really dial it in. Because this moment right now is a very powerful moment. Enormous amount of transformation is taking place and can take place. But it requires our conscious participation. Otherwise, we're just letting it all happen without any participation. So as we are here choosing this posture, notice that we're continuing to choose this posture. And we're continuing to refine the clarity of what the choice is. What is the essential choice? We're choosing this posture from confidence and surrender. So where does this confidence come from? The confidence comes from our heart. There's no confidence to be had in mind. You know that's true. Mind is always maybe this, maybe that, pros and cons. There's no real confidence in mind. Any confidence in mind is false confidence, which easily can crumble. The true confidence comes from the heart. So look to your heart and you know what is true. Beyond doubt, you know what is true. That doesn't mean you know what anybody else's truth is. It doesn't mean that you know the ultimate truth of life. It just means that you know what is true in your heart. And you know it's true. You know who you are in your heart. You know who you are in your heart because it's what you desire in your heart. It's what is pleasing to you. And as you keep looking, it gets clearer and clearer because you start to question, well, what is it? What is it? Is it this? Is it that? And you see what it is and what it isn't. Am I someone who will find satisfaction in taking advantage of others? Am I someone who will find satisfaction in accumulating objects? Am I somebody who will find satisfaction in dominating others? This isn't a trivial thing, actually. It's a very important thing. We've overlooked it because it's so obvious. So we miss the significance of it. But get clear. What is your true heart desire? And you know the answer to that. It's obvious. Unconditional love. Peace. For all beings everywhere, through all time, all places, always. So this you can have confidence in. And this is the one of the pillars of your foundation, your posture, your choice. To know who you are and who you are in this world. So this true self-knowledge of the heart is the essence of this posture. The posture is what allows you to fully receive that support. You can start to recognize how that support manifests at all levels of experience. It manifests as gravity, it manifests as the surface underneath you, it manifests as your bones, it manifests in the heart. It manifests as the right messages coming at the right time, the right people coming at the right time. It manifests as synchronicity. And all of this then naturally leads to the second pillar, which is surrender. This surrender comes from the recognition, again, not at the level of mind, because mind can't do this, but from the heart, from your core, the recognition is, I am safe. I am supported. I am protected. I am guided. Always. So that we come to know more and more deeply that it's not through our self-effort that the miracles occur. The miracles occur when we are clear on who we are in this world and we surrender to that truth that is beyond our ideas, beyond our conditioning, beyond our past, so that we can truly be remade, to be remade in that lightness, in the lightness of truth. So from this foundation, this posture, this position, this choice, knowing that we are safe, knowing that we are protected, we choose to see, to be witness, to recognize that everything that arises is arising to be seen, to be witnessed, and for us to choose. The choice is simply, is it true or not? Let it be that simple. Because if we make it any more complicated, then we start to fight with it, to fear it. So whatever arises, whatever sensation, whatever thought, whatever memory, whatever experience presents itself, choose. Choose from this position, from this posture, from this choice. Is it true or not? So if the thought arises, I'll never be okay, remain clear in your posture, in your choice, and honor that. by seeing clearly, is it true? Seeing that it is not true, let it go. Bless it. Bless it for delivering this lesson to you. And let it go. Let it go to its source. If the memory surfaces of the event or events that you have held as evidence for why you can't be okay, why life is not safe, why there's not enough, whatever it may signify to you, just look clearly from this posture and tell the truth. Is this true? Is it in alignment with this truth from the heart, who you know yourself to be? I know myself as unconditional love. I know myself in my heart as unconditional peace. This memory surfaces, which I have held as a hardness within myself, as a cynicism within myself, arguing for why life is not safe, why life is not loving, why life is not peaceful. So is the memory true to that inner truth, to that inner recognition? Is it in alignment with who I know myself to actually be? Not who I've been in the past, not who I fear I will be in the future, but who I truly am. This is a very, very bold thing. It's an enormous commitment. We talked yesterday about the divine marriage. This is the renewal of that, moment to moment renewal of that divine marriage. Who do I know myself to be? What is the truth in my heart? And then remain here, remain still, remain watchful, remain surrendered. And tell the truth, whatever arises. Is it in alignment with the truth that you know yourself to be in your heart? Again, not who you thought you were in the past, not who you fear you will be in the future, but who you truly are now. So what we're doing here is purifying the lens of perception so that we can more clearly recognize the choice that is a choice moment to moment. So notice what happens. Notice how the experience is shaped and colored depending on the present state of the lens of perception. Notice the fluctuations in the experience. Notice how from one moment to the next, there are fluctuations. One moment I think I got it, the next moment I think I've lost it. One moment I think I'm feeling opening, the next moment I think I'm feeling hardness. One moment I think I'm surrendered, the next moment I think I'm not. Just start to notice the fluctuations. These fluctuations are all of the conditioning surfacing. When we notice it at this subtler level, simply as fluctuations, without having to understand the specifics, without having to grasp at the particulars, we get a more clear understanding or clear experience. We start to notice that they're simply fluctuations up and down, here and there, side to side. In the past, we took all of these fluctuations to mean something. And when we focused in on the details, the particulars, what we saw were these scary images, memories, unwanted thoughts, painful sensations. And we set about trying to fix it all. In the dark, ashamed, fearful, powerless, alone, frustrated, angry. So here we're learning a new way, a subtler way, a way of seeing, a way of taking a stand, being anchored rather than being flung about at sea by the whims of the waves and the wind. may start to notice, if you wish. If you don't worry about it. It's not essential, but you may start to notice the patterns of the fluctuations as they connect to the breath. So you may observe the breath, not trying to control it, but just allowing it, letting it be relaxed and natural, satisfying, unforced. And notice the fluctuations in experience, your subtler inner experience. Notice the qualities of the fluctuations and just observe lightly to notice if perhaps those fluctuations relate to the breath in any way. Not judging them, not trying to understand something so you can fix it, but just to be aware. So we're not trying to diagnose a problem. We're not trying to come up with a solution. We're just observing. Observing how we've created the problem so that we can choose wisely in alignment with this inner truth, this inner clarity, this inner light. Now let's begin to consciously bring this awareness and this commitment, the commitment to the choice to honor this inner truth, to remain in alignment, to see, to be present, aware, conscious, moment to moment, in an effortless way, in a truly joyous way, in an attitude of thanksgiving. To begin to bring this into our external worlds. Because we won't be satisfied just remaining in this posture, physically unmoving, detached from our world externally. We have a purpose in this world. We're here to fulfill that. But we have to fulfill it from truth, from our recognition of that truth and our commitment to that truth. So we can begin to do that by gently allowing this commitment and the light and the power and the truth of this commitment to radiate into the subtler dimensions of our inner experience, so that we can begin to cultivate a sense of being in the world true to who we know ourselves to be. So we have this inner recognition. We can feel it, really feel what it is internally to be true. It's a very distinct inner experience. It's not something you're making up. It's an actual experience. It's an experience of lightness, an experience of buoyancy, and an experience of true confidence, not the false confidence that comes and goes, but the confidence of who I am, self-recognition, strength, ease. These are the qualities of this inner experience of who you are. So all we're doing is just getting clear on that. It's a true experience. It exists within you. It exists within every person, regardless of what you think. And through this inquiry, we've gotten more clearly in touch with that. And now we begin to lightly imagine carrying this inner experience, this buoyancy, this truthfulness, this effortless uprightness, grace, as an actual felt experience from the depths of our being into the subtler inner realms of experience, so that we can begin to sense this inner experience of buoyancy simultaneous with our thoughts, so that it informs our thinking, it shapes our thinking. We don't have to think in a positive way. We just allow this inner truth to shine in the field of thought, so that the habits of falseness, deception, pain, the lies are seen as such, and without any effort, naturally we can start to allow our field of thought to be shaped by the purity and truth of this inner light. So we're not making any effort to do anything with thought. We're just allowing the truth of this inner commitment to shine into the field of thought, trusting and knowing that as we do so, all is happening perfectly. So don't try, don't strain, don't try to produce a particular experience. Don't try to think positive thoughts. Don't dismay if negative thoughts appear. Just have the intention and know that all is happening perfectly. Remain true to this inner commitment, this inner marriage, because this is what's true for you. Don't betray yourself. Even if the negative thoughts, the defeating thoughts arise, don't empower them by fighting with them. Just see them tenderly, lovingly from this inner truth. They're like your children, the children of a divine marriage. And these children just need a little bit of guidance and love and direction from truth. Allow this power and grace of this inner marriage to radiate into the field of images, so that you can begin to actually see how this inner truth can become manifest at a subtle level as shapes and images and movement. You can begin to actually see possibilities through all time, so that memories can be made anew. The memories that we held as evidence of all the badness in the world can actually be remade if we are willing. It's a real experience. Allow it to happen. Begin to allow whatever memories come to be remade by this inner light and your commitment to it, so that all of these memory images are shaped here and now by the purity, the commitment, the love, so that you start to see how your whole life has been in service of this truth, helping you to have the recognition that was necessary for you so that you could be yourself in this world with confidence, true confidence. You can also allow for this inner light to give shape to all of the future projections. And again, don't dismay if negative things appear. It's just so that you can see your old habits, so that you can choose, recognize that that's not true. And then you don't need to fight with it. Just see it clearly. And then it will be remade. You will be witness to it. You will see it morph, dissolve, take new shape. You'll begin to see images of a future that is bright, people who are truly happy, truly fulfilled, a land that is beautiful, pleasing, relationships that are mutually fulfilling, meaningful, beautiful. And we can allow for this inner light to radiate into the field of energy. And wherever there is stuckness or hardness or darkness or any kind of negativity that arises in the field of energy, here too, don't dismay. Remain gently firm in your conviction, your commitment, your inner marriage to the truth in your heart of who you really are. And know that no darkness can stand when light is shone upon it. So just have faith. We have to see the darkness for what it really is. So just keep seeing from this choice and letting it remake your energetic reality. Let this light radiate into your external world. And with it, allow it to bring healing to your physical body, healing to your thoughts, healing to your emotions, healing to your energy, healing to your home, healing to all of your human relationships, healing to all of your loved ones. Consciously radiate your inner abundance, knowing that there is no end to it. There is enough, more than enough. It is bountiful, overflowing, so that you are free to radiate blessings to your entire world, to all that you see and all that you think of and all that you imagine, to your entire world, to this earth, to the entire universe, blessing all beings everywhere. And become aware of the physical body. Become aware of the head, the nose, the nostrils, the tongue, the chin, the ears, the throat and neck, the shoulders, the upper back, the chest, the arms, the elbows, the hands, the fingers, the abdomen, all of the inner organs, the whole digestive system, cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system, your skin, the bones, your spine, your lower back, the pelvis, the thighs, knees, lower legs, and the feet. Become aware of your connection with the surface that you are on. Feel the sensation of that connection. Choose that connection, choose that support, receive that support, connect to the earth all the way to the core. Give thanks for that support. Begin to gently move the fingers so that you can reacquaint yourself with moving the body. Become aware of the breath. Let the whole body relax. If there are any spontaneous movements that arise, you're free to allow them gently. And if you'd like, you can gently rub your hands, the palms of your hands together. And then bring them to the eyes so that they're covering the eyes. Let the hands rest on the eyes and the cheeks. And gently encourage the cheeks and the eyes to relax. And then allow the hands to come down and come to rest. And when you're ready, if your eyes have been closed, then feel free to begin to slowly open the eyes. Do so without disturbing yourself. If you want to keep the eyes closed longer, it's okay. So it was a very sweet inquiry today. That was my experience, at least. So you can trust and know that that sweetness is the truth, that you are held in that, as that, and that you are safe. The more that you can really receive that and trust in that, the smoother your experience will be, the easier it will be, the more enjoyable it would be. And that's a good thing. That can be a little bit scary in and of itself for some of us, to actually have a sweet experience, to have a safe experience, because we're accustomed to waiting for the rug to be pulled out from under us. But just begin to open to this new possibility, because there is a new world opening. And it's a world of truth. It's a world that blossoms from this inner truth. And the inner truth is a truth of true stability, safety, and sweetness. So bit by bit, it's blossoming with our permission. We have to keep renewing our commitment. With that said, Of course, still a lot of energy. So depending on many factors, um, it's certainly possible that you could perceive that energy in any number of ways. So if you experience any agitation or discomfort or fear or anxiety, then remember a couple of things. One is that, first of all, that many blessings are occurring in your life. It's helpful to be consciously aware of the blessings. So to the best of your ability, be consciously aware of the blessings, acknowledge them. You don't have to do something big, but just in your own little way, just be present, acknowledge the blessings that are occurring in your life, the big ones, the small ones. There are so many small ones. You could be busy all day just being grateful for the small blessings. And the more you recognize them and acknowledge them, the more you will be giving permission and renewing your commitment so that this inner truth, this new world is blossoming from within you, and you'll start to see it more and more. And also remember that if you're not comfortable with the amount of energy, then you can manage that. One is make sure that you're eating enough and that you're eating in a way that supports you, so that you perceive yourself as being nourished. The most important thing is just have that attitude, have that intention. So don't think that you have to change your diet radically or that you have to start eating in a particular way. You'll be guided from within. Don't try to enforce anything from that without. You'll be perfectly guided from within, and you'll see how it is happening. You will just be attracted to the things that nourish you the most. But that happens over time. The thing that you can do right now, and that you have a choice in moment to moment, is have an attitude of nourishment, so that whatever you're eating, just have an attitude of nourishment. Bless the food. Bless it so that it brings you the greatest nourishment. And that's whether you're eating a candy bar or you're eating whatever, pure and perfect food, whatever you think that is. Anywhere in between, it could, anything, whatever you're eating, bless it, and so that it can give you that ultimate nourishment, and receive it in that way, and receive it with gratitude, and just know that it's happening. You don't have to have a particular experience of it. You don't have to have a particular feeling about it, just your intention. So don't become, don't make it a big ritual. All the rituals should be small rituals. The external rituals are less important than the inner rituals. The inner rituals, the subtler rituals, are more powerful and more important than the bigger rituals. When the rituals become so subtle and so refined that they're not even really happening, it's just your pure expression of your being, that's the most powerful. But utilize the rituals at wherever you are, and this ritual of just blessing. Bless your food, bless your body, and let it be just that intention. That's it. Just have the intention. I bless this food, I bless this body, I bless this moment. And you receive it with that, you eat it with that intention. It doesn't take any time. There's no additional time. It's just your intention. And you'll see that you'll receive that nourishment. Your body will heal. You just keep remaining committed to it, and you'll see that it happens. So you just bless the food, bless your body, and receive the nourishment, and you'll discover that you are being nourished at a much deeper level than the supposedly perfect food could do for you. But do make sure that you're eating adequate amounts of food, because if you don't, you're going to be ungrounded. It won't be pleasant. So sometimes when we have a lot of energy, those of us who are very sensitive, we have a tendency to say, oh, I can't eat now. I feel unsettled. So don't keep putting it off. If you're feeling ungrounded or agitated, make sure that you are eating. Make sure that you're blessing the food. Make sure you're blessing your body. Don't try to force anything, but just make sure that you're honoring your body's need for nourishment. And so don't make excuses. Just gently provide that nourishment, even in small amounts. Don't think you have to eat huge amounts. Just be present to the experience. Bless the food, bless your body, receive the nourishment. You'll start to see that over time, you're attracted to exactly the right foods. You receive those foods in a beautiful way. Your body feels good. You have smoother energy. Taking a bath or a shower can be helpful if you feel too much energy and you're not sure how to handle that. Take the bath or the shower, again, with the intention that you're just releasing all of the unnecessary, everything that's old, everything that's being stirred up. You can allow that to be released, and you just be present, again, to that inner commitment of who you are and who you are in this world, and know that that intention is enough. If you just have that intention and then you do the ritual of the bath or the shower, it will happen. That's the power of your intention. Lying down and taking a nap also, if you have the luxury to do so, can be very helpful if you're feeling too much. And as I often say, well, first of all, for those who have access to the messenger group, okay, please take advantage of that. Share your experiences. Good, bad, whatever your judgments of them are, share them, because it's not just for you, it's for everybody. So it blesses everybody when you have the willingness and the courage to do that. It will help you too. And for those who don't have access to the messenger group, in a pinch, email me. I say this often because I really mean it. It's important to me that nobody is left alone in the wilderness for too long. We all have to be alone in the wilderness at times. That's an important part of the journey. But we're not meant to be out there forever. So don't endure. Learn the lesson. Go to that wilderness within that within, which is totally wild and totally free and totally open, in which there's nothing is known. But then when you need help integrating that, don't make the mistake of thinking you have to go that alone. We're here together for a reason. So reach out. You can email me if you're needing that support and you don't know where else to find it. Okay, so I think that covers it. I'm going to end the recording of the formal inquiry. So for those who are watching the recording, thanks for joining.